welcome along to another Motorhome Diary, and you could be forgiven for thinking that we're in Italy. Obviously the weather isn't very Italian, but the architecture certainly is. And we're actually at Portmeirion, which is a unique village that was started to be built in the 1920s and eventually finished in the 1970s, and it is a holiday village, but if you're motorhoming in the area you can come here for the day and it's well worth a look around. With Hotel Portmeirion in the background, I'm joined by Operations Manager Dylan. And Dylan, what an amazing place this is. Tell us a little bit of the history of Portmeirion.
Well, the estate was bought in 1925 by Clough Williams-Ellis. It was then known as Aber Iâ, which is glacial estuary. Then in 1926 it commenced with his plan of creating an Italianate village. He'd been looking for many years for somewhere, and he was quite fortunate to find us 5 miles away from his home up in Croesor.
And was it always his intention that it would be used as a holiday destination?
It was his intention to show off his architectural skills and create a bit of a home for foreign buildings, and as a result of that, in order to generate the revenue and everything, the hotel was opened. This building the hotel's in now was one of the original buildings that was here when he bought the estate. There was 4 buildings in total that are still standing today. There's a few buildings he had designed that were never built, that you never know one day.
And now, as motorhomers, sometimes we like to follow in the footsteps of famous films or famous TV programmes, and Portmeirion is famous for The Prisoner, is that right?
It is, yeah. Obviously Patrick McGowan found this as his site to film the Prisoner series. He actually stayed in White Horses, which is a self-catering cottage just down the coast this way. Yeah, so every episode was filmed in the village, and obviously opens up the village to a lot bigger audience.
And is it busy here all year round?
Yeah, obviously during winter it does reduce. Obviously it's a very seasonal place in terms of the summer weather and everything. But yeah, we will have about 250,000 day visitors a year. That's without counting all the residents, and we'll get a fair few number during various times of the year.
So what would your tip be to get the most out of a visit to Portmeirion? Just have a good old stroll around? Yeah,
and make sure you see the woodland walks as well. We get a lot of our visitors don't actually make it up to the woodlands, and there's 19 miles of paths there.
Wow.
There's a dog cemetery, ghost garden, Chinese lake. There's plenty to see there, and some absolutely stunning views at the end of it. So it's a bit of a trek in some places, but well worth the walk.
So a good day out for the whole family by the sound of it.
Yeah, definitely. You can have always the morning in the village and afternoon on the walks. Makes a whole day.
Well, thank you very much for talking to
welcome.
us, and even in this inclement weather we can still see how beautiful it is, and I can just imagine that in the summer it must be absolutely stunning. It must be like you feel like you've come to the Mediterranean. Yeah,
well, I live at the top of the drive and it feels like I'm going a million miles away, so it's fantastic for that relaxation and everything, so yeah.
Brilliant, thank you for talking to us.
You're welcome, no problem at all.